Well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and T. What up, big fella?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing, I've been better, but I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm having a rough back day, but that's to be expected.
Oh, sorry to hear that. It's
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
It's from a couch full of football on
Yeah,
Sundays.
it probably is.
Yeah.
Between Saturday night and, well, this morning at
yeah.
whatever time. Yeah, I don't think I left the couch. It was just there was a lot going on, and all good.
It was all good.
It was all. We had one of those awesome weekends.
Indeed.
Where all was good. Michigan did what they were supposed to do on Saturday.
I got to admit, I had zero concerns about them handling their business with Iowa.
I'll be honest with you. I just don't know enough about these teams. Like I go into it, I'm not a fantasy guy, so I don't know what's going on all over the league like a lot of you guys do. You guys know all the players, you know all their injuries. I don't know if there's a ton of
I was talking college.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a ton of college fantasy
Not
shit.
really. There is, but it gets weird because there's so much.
Yeah, that seems like it with 154 teams or whatever, D1, like whatever. But I digress. I just don't. I'm paying attention to my team. College football is not my thing. I'm 100% NFL guy. I know if you went to college, you went to a big university, like you're all in. I get it, and I'm a diehard Michigan Wolverines fan. I've supported them my whole life. I don't have this wild hatred for Michigan State like people that went to those schools do. I don't think you do either.
No, absolutely not.
But Michigan was 30 minutes from us growing up, and so that was kind of the semi-pro team you follow. But
my uncle went to Michigan, so we grew up as a Michigan family.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See, my family all went to school in like California,
Right.
so like literally none of them. My mom, dad, sister, aunts, uncles, all in California. So nobody around here that I like family-wise went to Michigan, but Deuce was there. We partied up there all the time.
Sure.
And, but the larger point is I don't pay attention to what's going on in is it the East or the West? Division.
The other division.
The other division.
The
shit division, yeah.
So terrible. Whoever aligned that should have been fired immediately.
Dude, it's
like the Legends and the whatever it was originally. Legends and the... Well, who cares?
Okay, let's put the top 3 teams consistently over the last 100 years in one side, and then the consistent dog shit outside of Wisconsin on the other side.
And maybe that was on purpose.
Why?
Well, because so that other teams could have a chance to at least get into the Big Ten championship. So then Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State have to battle each other out each year to get into it. And otherwise, two of those 3, regardless, we're going to come out of both sides of that, and nobody else was ever going to have a shot.
But you end up getting a shitty competition thing. Like, don't you think it's better in the SEC to see Bama and Georgia for a championship go at it? It's like,
they had to do it
winner
for Michigan,
take all.
to keep Michigan and Ohio State. The last game of the season, they had to put them in the same division.
Yeah,
but then should have put Penn State in the other one, I guess. But
well, it's all going to get shook anyways.
Yeah, the big 42 coming or whatever the hell we're going to end up being.
God, it's just embarrassing, isn't it? The Big Ten.
I saw a great diagram of it because UCLA and USC are coming.
Yeah,
and then who's coming out of else?
Is it Washington?
Washington or somebody else?
Maybe Oregon,
Washington State, maybe whatever it is. There was 2 teams there, 2 teams here, and then all the teams in the Big. And it was like a ball, and a dick. It was the perfect diagram of the new Big Ten.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully it works out. But, Michigan handled business. I was texting you like, dude, if there's a bet right now, and I'll be honest, I'm sure a lot of you saw this on game day. It was Pat McAfee was like, hey, this just came across, and I just saw it. It's what was it, 15,000 or
100? Yeah, 100 won 15,000. $100 bet won 15,000.
If Iowa scored 1 point in each quarter,
had to at least score a point in each of the 4 quarters.
Each of the 4 quarters. I text you. I was like, might be worth $1 bet. I mean, paying out $150.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to put 100 on it, but
no.
And you were like, there's no chance.
I'm
not wasting the $1.
Not even worth $1. And I'm all for the risky bets.
Yeah.
Even for $1. And I was like, that is an absolute waste of $1.
Yeah. And even you were like, nah, not interested in throwing
not
$1
interested
in the garbage
at all.
Why don't you just ask me to light it on fire in the living room?
Yeah, that'd be more entertaining.
I wonder what the bet would have been if you said they don't score anything in each quarter. Would it have been like $15,000 to win 100?
No, I mean that's pretty rare too to really pitch a shutout.
Yeah, but there's history there. Penn State blanked them in the only other real competition they had.
Right. Yeah,
shut them out.
It would have paid less considerably than scoring 1 point in each of the 4.
You would have been way more comfortable with that bet.
Most definitely.
Throwing $5, $10. And usually you'll look at the bets. When I see some prop bet that I think you or G would be interested in, I send it to you. And you guys will, not always, but sometimes go.
Yeah, that was one I didn't even entertain.
No.
No
Which was funny
way.
because $1 paid $1.50, and you were like,
Nope.
I'd rather hang out of the dollar than just absolutely throw it in the garbage.
And the funniest part is, even funnier that it was just an absolute goose egg, that they didn't score at all in any of the quarters.
No. They had one chance at a field goal probably, and then
fumbled
they
it
coughed
away.
it up. Yeah. So the committee is catching all kinds of shit. And you knew this was going to be a real problem.
Yeah.
Alabama beating Georgia was a real problem for the committee.
Yeah, well, Florida State got fucked. Straight up, hands down. Now, do I think they're one of the best 4 teams? No. But that's not the way this is built.
No.
They shouldn't be doing it for matchups and ratings.
Well, they're on their, third string quarterback or second string?
At least second.
Their first got hurt, their big name guy, Travis something, or I can't remember his name. He gets hurt. I want to say even the second stringer did, and they're down to a third.
Maybe.
We saw this play out a few years ago. Do you remember Ohio State?
But they handled their business. They did what they were supposed to do.
I know.
They went into their conference championship, and they won. And they're the only undefeated. This is absolutely unprecedented.
Right.
That you have an undefeated conference champion.
And Power
5 conference champion.
Right.
That is left out of this.
Yeah.
With 2 one-loss teams in there.
Well, it depends how you look at it. Like, honestly, Georgia's at what, 7, 6, 8?
Yeah.
Like really? They lost one game. Now, they didn't look like Georgia of the last couple of years. They haven't.
No.
But they lost one game in a squeaker to Bama. And Bama, miracle win over
Auburn 2 weeks ago.
Weak-ass Auburn team.
Exactly. That was that should have counted as something. I mean, they came back and won. Again, they handled their business. They did what they had to do. When it's all said and done, because you don't take margin of victory into account anymore. So blowing teams out is irrelevant. It's a dub.
Is it totally irrelevant, or is it?
I think they got rid of it so that you weren't running up the score on people. I think they.
Well, we all know a blowout.
I mean, exactly. I mean, technically, it's. But if you beat a ranked team 55-2.
Yeah, that should matter.
That matters more than beating them 55-54.
Yeah.
So
exactly. I think what's going on with Florida State is the fact that they're on their second or third string quarterback made the committee nervous about putting them in a playoff spot. And we did run into this a few years ago. It was Ohio State. Remember when they were down to Cardale Jones or whatever?
Yep.
And he was like their third stringer. They went bang, bang, and it was like, and everybody was like, yeah, but they're going to get smoked. They're on their third string quarterback. How could you put them in the playoff? And they did. Mm-hmm. They did put them in the playoff, and Ohio State was good.
Yep.
I can't remember if they won it all, if they lost to Georgia or
not sure how that
Clemson,
one ended up.
Whoever it was.
Enough that Cardale Jones got himself drafted.
Yeah, exactly.
That was.
But, exactly.
No, it's just a shame because injuries happen. And who's to say that their second string, their third string, isn't a legitimate quarterback? So they shouldn't be punished because a player goes down.
Yeah. They handled their business.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They didn't struggle. They beat them. I mean, they didn't blow them out 55-0, but they beat them handily like they should have.
Yep.
So it's just a shame that politics is being put into these decisions. That's what upsets me about it.
Well,
that should have been a no-brainer. Now, for that fourth team, that's a real fucking disaster on how you want to figure out which fourth team, one-loss team gets in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you couldn't put Alabama in without putting Texas in because Texas fucking – I would have been totally okay with Texas being the fourth team.
Yeah.
Made all the sense in the world.
Yeah, and leaving Bama out.
Yeah, but then you could say the same thing with Ohio State. Ohio State's one loss was to the number one team in the country.
Yeah. And it was a 6-point game.
And it was a 6-point game. So you can make this argument all the way across, but the only thing that doesn't make sense is to leave out an undefeated
Power 5
conference champion.
Yeah.
That's what this system was put in play for.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for Florida State, and I wish, as a Michigan fan, I wish they were in because I think they should have.
Yeah, and if you ask Michigan fans of the teams, so you got Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Bama. The last team, as the one playing the 4 that Michigan wants to play, is fucking Bama.
Nope, I'd never want to go against Saban.
They would literally pick the 2 and the 3 squad. Like, you should give the number 1 seed the pick. Who do you want to play as the 4?
Yeah.
Like, you're the number 1 seed, so you get to pick who your opponent is.
Right.
And I guarantee you they wouldn't take Bama.
No.
They would not go up. Fine. If they get to the finals and we play them there, I'm cool with that. But Michigan would much rather play Washington or Texas, I would think.
We'll see. See how it all plays out. I mean, like I said, they struggled with Auburn. I mean, that's always a tough game. Conference games are tough, man. They just are. It's a down year for Auburn, but
yeah, those big rivalry games.
It's like a Michigan State. Would you be surprised if Michigan struggles with the Michigan State? No, because it's a rivalry.
And we've seen it for decades.
Exactly.
Ohio State can be ranked
throw the records
and,
out. It doesn't matter when you lace them up that Saturday.
Exactly.
So it's just a shame to me. It just shows you how manipulated it is.
Yeah.
And that they wanted to have it a certain way, and they just made it that way, even though it wasn't necessarily the right decision to make.
And having a room full of suits making that decision based on whatever their thought is.
Yep.
The NFL isn't perfect.
No.
But having wild cards and a 6-9 team gets in because their division
But there's no
sucks.
voting in it.
Right. It's just on the field.
There's a structure that dictates who's in and who's out.
Exactly.
And college football doesn't have that. They put this in play to try and have some sort of safeguard against this. And then it goes, is it next year it goes to 12 or whatever?
I think so. Is it 8 or 12? One of those.
Well, either way, that's going to be a shit show.
You think so? I
think so.
My brother thinks so too.
Well, what I don't like about that is, okay, so let's just say, take that Auburn-Alabama game, okay? Alabama got lucky to win that at the end of the game. I mean, lucky as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an absolute, there's no way, a 1%er that you win that game and they came back
30-yard touchdown bomb.
With a scramble and all a 4th and a mile and in the back corner of the end zone, all of it. But so let's just say that falls incomplete. Auburn beats them. Is Auburn a better team than Alabama?
No.
Right. So that can play out anyway. That's why you lace them up.
Yep.
So the number 12 team can beat the number 1 team on any given Saturday.
For sure.
But that doesn't mean it's the best team.
No.
So and then you've got to play what? You got to win 3 games to get through it.
Yep.
However, they're going to do the buys and the play. However, they end up putting that all together. I haven't seen the format of it.
Well, there's teams that struggle early and can never get back into the mix. And it's like, this team's balling out at the end of the season. Maybe they're an 8 seed, but they're a damn good one.
Yeah, or somebody's hurt at the beginning of the season, and they,
Right.
There's a lot of ways to think about it, but March Madness is a format for that to where, sure, this 16 can beat a 1.
Yeah.
Almost never, right? 15 over 2 happens, all that kind of stuff. But you know what that 15 doesn't do? Fucking win it all.
Yeah.
Because they're not the best team.
No.
And they caught them on an off night. They got hot. The other team was cold.
Overlooked.
It happens. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they're the best team. And all I care about is the best team winning. That's what I want. And now the same thing goes with the 4, but you eliminate a lot of the other noise that can potentially happen for that.
Yeah.
And to have one team step up and play the game of their lives and knock out the number 1 team, well, then now the 2, 3, and 4 teams just get an easy walk through to the finals,
right? Because
of that, and that one could have beat every one of those 3 on the field. Yeah. So I just don't like it. I think 12's too many. The number 12 team is not the best team in the country.
No,
they don't deserve.
That's the Iowas of the world.
Exactly.
It was Iowa 17 or something?
Yeah, that was even fraudulent. I think just to make it look good for the conference championship.
Yeah, exactly.
But.
Well, there were some interesting developments today based on, I got to say, the Michigan Wolverines, beating Ohio State for year 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Kyle McCord is going into the transfer portal.
Is he?
Quarterback from Ohio State as of today.
I wonder if that's his choice or theirs.
That's an interesting question. I saw in the article that I was reading, someone said that McCord has not tweeted about his move. It's hard to know whether this was his decision, an example of over-recruitment, or both sides deciding it was best to part ways. I never even considered that.
100%, I did. Yeah, that first thing was,
obviously.
Well, it's that, hey, we're going to go in a different direction next year.
Yeah.
You might want to go check Iowa out.
Yeah.
Give the Cade McNamara treatment.
Yeah, Cade can't stay on the field. You might do well over there.
Exactly. So that would be sort of my guess is, and I don't know. Yeah, he didn't look good.
No, he didn't look terrible, but he didn't.
But he didn't look good.
No.
So
and lost. So yeah, they're going in another direction. They're also Oklahoma.
Ryan Day was like, "It's you or me, kid.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out."
Yeah, I can't. Dude, it's the beard. It's the fucking boy band trim beard.
Yeah.
On crying Ryan Day, I can't.
Have you seen the Barstool sweatshirt, the men versus boys?
Oh, fantastic!
I saw. I've only seen the after year 2.
Yeah, with the scores.
And now there's supposed to be a new one with the scores for the third year on there. I might have to get me one of those.
Yeah, I think it's a Carhartt too.
Is it?
Yeah,
strong.
Yeah,
I might have to get me
at
one
least
of
the
those.
one I saw Portnoy wearing was.
Then that should be it.
Yeah. So it's badass.
It is.
If you're a Michigan
fan. Yeah, I mean, you may never get this opportunity again. So buy that while you can.
Hell yeah. I'm not familiar with Dylan Gabriel, quarterback from Oklahoma. He's entering the portal as well.
Oh, is that the talk that he might be coming to Ohio State?
Or maybe.
Do they have somebody coming up?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
And I hate this. I hate this for college sports. The portal, a.k.a. free agency, is all that it is. They used to be extenuating circumstances on when and how you could transfer.
Yep. And that sit-a-year thing
and
really
you had
consequences.
You had to sit a year if you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And now it's just free agency. You can just bebop or boop around.
Yeah.
And it's going to kill it with the NIL money and the free agency portal. It's killing college sports.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Well, every kid that doesn't automatically walk on and start feels like they've been fucked over.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know what? There are a lot of programs with really good coaches, the Sabins of the world, that type of guy that's like, no, if I got a fucking senior or a junior, an upperclassman, they're starting over these kids. That's just the way it is. You'll get your turn.
Well, it just going to make the top more top heavy.
Yeah.
Guys that shouldn't necessarily, they're going to create these super teams. You know, take like PJ Flex, a guy I really like in Minnesota. Great coach. Just came out of Central, I believe.
Yep.
Or no, Western, excuse me. And then it's the colors. They get me. They're so close. The brown and yellow.
Brown and yellow. Yeah.
Red and orange. I can picture it, but then anyway.
He still wears a tie on the sideline.
He does. Classy. I love it, man.
Yeah.
He's running a good program, and he's a good coach. He's at Minnesota, which is an upgrade from Western Michigan, getting into the Big Ten. That's a huge upgrade.
Yep.
But how is a guy like that supposed to get legitimate talent?
He's not.
You can't. So it's just the deck is stacked against him.
You get shitty students. Is what you hope for.
Right.
You hope for a
good
three or four star that slips through because he doesn't have the fucking grades to go anywhere.
It's adorable. You think grades mean anything.
Oh, I know, but I mean,
right.
It's true.
Yeah, the guy that forgot to put his name on his SAT.
Exactly. But then, C.J. Stroud, didn't he fucking absolutely bomb the Wonderlic?
Yeah, it's not the Wonderlic, but it's the replacement for the Wonderlic, whatever the new intelligence test or whatever, essentially, that they use for the NFL.
And he's balling out.
He is,
sure.
But that was like the lowest score ever.
Yeah.
of any player, something ridiculous like that. Was like, oh, okay. But he's put it together on the field, as much as I hate to say it.
Yeah, he sure is. Mm-hmm. The Lions handle business. I will say, I will go on record, this team is not the team.
No, they're a year away. We've said
they're at least a year away.
And this defense is still a problem.
Yep. Watching the 4:00 game, Eagles-Niners, seeing what the Dolphins are doing.
Where the cream rises to the top.
It just does. And you see it.
You see the difference.
You see it manifest, and you go, there's no way to cover this. You don't have enough horses.
No.
Now, any given Sunday, you're going to play the games.
That's true.
You never know.
Yep.
But looking at these teams,
is San Fran really a 30-point fucking better team than Philly?
Maybe. Philly looked weak, man.
They did.
They got manhandled yesterday. They got fucking. The Niners talked a ton of shit.
Yeah.
And then they went in there and they fucking manhandled them. Mm-hmm. Threw them around. Absolutely knocked people out. I mean, they're just a more physical team.
Yeah.
The Eagles are not the Eagles of a year ago. Dallas might beat the shit out of them next week.
It's very possible. Yeah.
So I don't know, but it was.
That's a shot to the ego.
Yeah.
Getting your just dick kicked in at home, a team you beat last year that talked shit. You have an opportunity to shut them up, to prove you got housed. You weren't even competitive. I mean, you got jail sexed from Jump Street.
Well, not from Jump Street, but close for 3 quarters. That first quarter, the Niners had like -6 yards.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. But
once they turned that switch,
and once they threw Dre Greenlaw out of the game, which was unbelievable to watch. I don't know if you watched the T. I know you.
I didn't see it live when it happened. I know what happened, but I didn't see it when it originally went down.
Well, first off, the call on the field. So you've got a linebacker picks up Devontae Smith and suplexes him, throws him down, inbounds when it starts, and throws him down, and immediately, but he does it on the Eagles sideline. And so these guys are up in arms. Flag comes out. I thought it was a bullshit call, honestly. If you watch that whole game, there were a couple plays Devontae Smith made where he absolutely broke free from tackles. That skinny little fuck, wiry dude, and made a 3rd and 18, for instance. Dead to rights, caught 10 yards early. Dead to rights, pounded, hit hard.
Yeah.
Broke through it, and it's like, no.
So you get him. You make sure he goes down.
You get him, yes. And Dre Greenlaw got him on the sideline, and that dude is fighting for every inch.
Yeah.
And Greenlaw's like, all right, enough of this shit. And picked him up and threw him out of bounds. They throw a flag. Well, then their security guy gets involved. Big Dom. I guess he's been with the Eagles for 25 years. He puts hands on a player. And I have got the clip there. We can see it.
Okay.
And then Greenlaw kind of brushes his nose or his cheek. I don't even know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, and funny, all the clips that they show, they don't show the start of it. They just show Greenlaw's actions. We'll say.
Right. And I don't even know how.
But they don't show it from how it starts. They don't show why or how this Big Dom is involved. Yeah. So, is this the entire thing?
I don't know how good this is, T.
Okay.
I'm hoping they have a couple angles.
Big Dom
I
wants
wish
all
they'd
the
show the
smoke.
hit. I wanted you to see the hit.
Yeah, that's
itself.
what I want. I wanted to see it full play.
And with the pussy nature of the NFL now, they're going to call that. They just are. You pick a guy up and throw him down.
Yeah.
But
and sometimes that 15 yards is absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But if you're going to get the 15 yards, make it count.
Yeah.
Don't pick a guy up and lay him out of bounds and then get 15 yards for it. It's like
I
a
would say,
foul in the NBA. Okay, but make sure he doesn't get the fucking bucket.
How about the hit by the Lions on Derek Carr? Worth 15?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And a legitimate call. I mean, that's by the letter of the law. He came down with all his weight on it and
killed him. and literally killed a man on the field.
Wrecked him? Damn near killed him. That was not as bad as the guy on the sidelines. Kamara. Send that guy a Christmas card.
They never said anything.
Oh, boy.
I mean, they were on break for a long time.
Because they had to wheel that old fucker off the fucking... He was too close to the field for them to continue playing.
He was a chain king guy.
Right. So he's right on the sideline. They couldn't, have the game continue and this guy getting medical attention right there.
Yeah.
So they had to cart him off.
Part of you wants them to just grab him by the shirt collar.
Yeah, just drag him back by the fans.
Yeah,
fine. It's not going to break more.
But seeing him holding that leg on the run. Troy's walking out of the room and I'm like, turn around. He's like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. And Troy and I are just like, that leg's not supposed to bend that way.
Nope. Don't need to see
that way. And he's just holding it like,
writhing in pain. Poor guy.
Yeah. It's got to be a shock, too, to your system to look down and see your leg.
Yeah.
Have you ever, you had a bone break like that, didn't you?
As a kid, I snapped my arm. I broke both bones in different spots. So one went up and the other one went down.
Yeah.
So my whole arm was,
I'd have fainted.
It didn't really, it was poking up to the skin. It didn't pop out of the skin.
Yeah.
But was pushing up. You could see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, even that one didn't really freak me out. But I was young. I didn't know the difference that much. You know
what I mean? God, that would have freaked me out.
Oh, I think that's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's fucked. And I was out on the playground, had to make it all the way to the office, and then my mom had to come for her, leave work to drive, and I think she worked in the RenCen at the time.
Oh,
to drive to the school.
Where was this? East or something?
To pick me up. This was at Beachview.
Oh, Beach.
Yeah, elementary school.
Yeah, that's a quick drive from the RenCen.
To pick me up from there and then take me to the hospital for them to go straighten it back out.
Why is it that they don't just go, you can meet your kid at the hospital?
Yeah, he needs to go.
When I swallowed that chicken bone and that teacher was trying to give me the Heimlich maneuver, just god awful.
Yeah.
She's just got me, she's just wrenching on me. And I'm fucking choking out. I'm dying. I got this chicken bone like this stuff.
It's not coming out, lady.
No, it's
not coming out.
It wasn't that way. It was this way. It was lodged over here.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing. Called my mom. My mom went, he's fine.
I know him. He's fucking lying.
He's fucking lying. Oh, he ate fried chicken at lunch today. It's 7th grade. And my mom was like, he's fine. He's probably just got a test he doesn't want to take next hour. And they're like, I'm pretty sure it's not that. Yeah. And she's apologized to me many times over the years. Like, I'm sorry. I was like,
well,
I kind of earned it.
The boy that cries wolf.
Yeah.
It's not her fault.
Exactly. But yeah, she thought I was full of shit. But yeah, why didn't they just take me to the hospital and go, Pat, your kid's going to be at Henry Ford. Well, why wouldn't they do that with you? Especially with a arm
there was
going
no
the
question.
wrong way.
There was a no doubter.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not faking this one.
That one was
T's not faking this one.
That was tough. I wasn't even crying.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even cry.
I wasn't crying with that either. But had I snapped an arm like you did, I was older when I started breaking my ankles all the time, and I never cried from that. Sprains hurt way worse than breaks, in my opinion. But as a little kid, dude, I couldn't see other kids in casts. No? It freaked me out. I mean, I'd sign them, and I'd see them, but yeah, something about that. It was like, stay away from that kid. He's broken, you know. And I think I was just scared.
Sure.
Scared of the same type of thing, but, you know.
I originally had to be, it was the full cast all the way around like this bar. With the thing. Yeah. And then went down to that, and it was, once they went to this, like arm just wanted to keep, like float up.
Oh,
like it felt like this is where it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'd literally just be sitting there and it just, arm would just go up. Like that's what it was, just stuck like that.
That is so funny. I can totally picture it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely.
It. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to Big Dom. I don't know what the NFL does here. If they fine Greenlaw, they kicked him out of this game, which in a game at the time that this happened, it was 21-6. The Eagles are on the Niners side of the 50, and they pick up a 15-yard penalty, and they score the next couple plays.
Okay.
So this turns into a one-score game. Like, this isn't a blowout yet.
Right.
When they throw the leading tackler on the Niners out of the game because of this bullshit dust-up.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
See what Big Dom, see what kind of smoke he wants. Oh,
Yeah.
It's all of it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And now tempers flare.
Clearly picks up and suplexes Smith out of bounds. That's a penalty.
He's putting his hands on Dre Greenlaw right there.
And Dom.
Big Dom right there in the middle
I
of
feel
it.
like we've read a lot about Big Dom, the security here for Philadelphia. And
Picking up a guy. That's the coach picking him up.
He picks restaurants and he protects his players.
yeah, watch Dre Greenlaw, though. He kind of puts his hands in
Yeah,
his
Big
face.
Dom goes pushing him away.
Yeah.
That's not a full on swing, but that's a bitch back up.
Yeah.
Is what that is. There's no, I mean,
You just can't lay hands on an active player.
yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
End of story.
Was,
if you're not a player.
Was he sanctioned in any way on this? Was he disciplined, Big Dom?
Oh, yeah.
Was
They
he
threw him
tossed?
out of the field.
He was tossed as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Sirianni, after the game, apologized to Kyle Shanahan. Was like, sorry, a guy got a little. I mean, I guess he's a fan favorite there. The reason they were talking about, Big Dom getting a lot of press, he apparently told these broadcasters where to go for dinner and hooked it up. And
Okay.
They went and had some wonderful meal that they're still full from.
Yeah.
One of those.
Great, yeah.
And so, yeah, Big Dom, big fat. Hey, Fatso, you don't fucking touch an athlete on the field.
Yeah.
What would have been the difference? T, had some clown jumped out of the stands and ran on the field, and Greenlaw picked his ass up and suplexed him, dropped him on his fucking head. Nothing would have happened.
Nothing would have happened. Well, you're right. There would have been no penalty on Greenlaw.
No.
But I don't know, and that's a weird area when it's somebody on the field, like a fan running on.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of uncharted territory. This is within the boundaries of the game. This is part of the staff. This is somebody that belongs in the game. Mm-hmm. It's like a coach tripping a guy running down the sidelines.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He's not suited up, but he inserts himself into the game. It's
100%.
It's a penalty. It's
And we've seen this over the years with every team, really, where some dust up happens on the field or on the ice, and guys come off the bench and running into the melee, and they hammer those guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They got to send a message on that. You don't leave the bench.
You don't get to come rushing off the sidelines and plow into an active player.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that they keep that control and find the shit out of them. I don't know what they do to Dom here, but did you see the kid that's a photographer for the Dolphins?
Oh, I saw he got booted. Like, I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To be honest with
I
you.
mean,
And I'm
just
glad
absurd.
Tyreek's taking care of him, but that's still.
Is Tyreek taking?
He's paying his salary for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Tyreek is. But they're friends.
They're friends.
Right. There's a story there that's why he's there. I mean, not why he's there. But
Yeah, one of the reasons.
kind of, yes. I mean,
Yep.
that he knew him. It wasn't just random. But the fact that, I mean, Tyreek runs up, you're filming it with your phone, of all things.
Yeah.
You know, like a real camera or whatever
He was
you're doing.
he was hired by the NFL to cover all Dolphins games because basically in part of his relationship with Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just doing Dolphin stuff, and the NFL was like, hey, this would be good for our social media.
Yep.
How about you post clips? Just go to every Dolphins game. Well, if you saw it was a touchdown Tyreek had, and this kid's in the back of the end zone. And I say kid because he's like 20 years old.
Yeah, he's a young kid. Yeah, and Tyreek, I mean, and it wasn't staged or anything. He breaks away, and it just literally runs right to this kid. He's in the back corner of the end zone where he's at. He kind of sees him at the end and veers a little bit over to go to him. It's not totally innocuous that he just ends up right next to him. He sees him and he goes get him.
But he is right in that area.
And he's sitting
it's not
there-
like he ran to the other side of the end zone knowing he was over
No,
there.
it wasn't planned or anything. It's
And
just
you can
he's,
tell it wasn't.
and he's filming it already. That's what he's doing. That's what his job is.
Yeah.
And Tyreek runs up to him, grabs the phone, like selfie mode, does a backflip holding the phone, gives it back to the kid. It's a great moment.
It's a great
really
moment.
is. The video is awesome.
I think he called it the best video I've ever gotten.
They scrubbed it. The NFL took it down.
Yeah.
And then disciplined.
Incredible.
Right. And then this kid loses his job for it, saying that he should have been more disciplined.
Yeah.
It's
What is he supposed to do?
insane.
Yank the phone out
Right.
of like
Fucking take a like
the fact
nope.
is, I think when Tyreek grabbed the phone and started filming himself before the backflip,
Yeah.
I think this kid got in like a fake camera position, like he was taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
Big fucking
He got
deal.
caught up in the moment. There's
Big
there's no
deal.
fun league is out of
It's,
control.
I was just gonna say what are you bringing the no fun league back?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
But
I
these
hate
idiots
it.
can go out and do their choreographed dances and shit, which I'm really fucking sick
Oh
of.
my god! Did you see the Dolphins dumb
With the
shit?
roller coaster one? Yeah, it's awful.
And they're like, "Oh, this is the celebration dance." No, it's
But
not.
something organic
because
like
it means
that-
they're practicing that.
Yes.
they're practicing that at practice.
Exactly.
It's fucking
Yeah,
nonsense.
something
It's
totally
garbage.
organic like this that was fun and in the moment and was actually one of the best moments I've seen in football. And I
Yeah.
watch a lot of football.
Yes, you do.
In the last few years that I can remember.
Yeah.
And the kid they take the fucking video down and this kid loses his job for it. It's insane.
And he's apologizing profusely, like hoping maybe they'll reinstate him
right.
next year.
Like, my God, okay. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, that was it, that you should have been more disciplined and not
Yeah.
given up your phone.
Well, what do you do then with head of security who puts hands on an active player on the field?
He might get a suspension. I mean, they might say he can't be,
They're
a
saying they
one-game suspension.
might hammer him.
Maybe. And they might
And he's
just
been
set
there
up-
25 years. I don't want to set an example, see someone lose their career. I'm not at all in
No,
favor of that.
no,
But
no.
I am a firm believer that you do not it doesn't matter. If you're a sideline guy, if you're an injured player in street clothes, if you're a coach, if you're a security guy, you just, whatever's
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
going on that battlefield is none of your fucking concern.
You say that, but in the heat of the moment, it's very
Can't do
difficult. I know you can't, and he's going to pay the price for
And
it.
if someone jumped out of the stands and ran up on the Eagles bench and Dom wanted to sit on his face and fart on it,
Yeah.
fine.
Of course.
Fine.
Yep.
You cannot put hands on an active player.
No.
You just can't.
No,
do
and
it.
he will. He'll. That's why I wanted to make sure that he got tossed
Yeah.
or something happened. There was a offsetting penalties or whatever. However
Yeah.
they handed that down. Like I said, I wasn't watching it live. So I
They
don't know how
ejected
did it.
the starting linebacker for the Niners, the best team
And the
tackler on the
security
team,
guy.
and the fat ass security guy in a close game. Yeah, I mean, just crazy. But
Yeah.
going.
eject the security guy. What the
Yeah,
fuck does that
they
mean?
were like, "Oh no, they're going to kick his ass out too." And it was like,
Okay.
it fired the crowd up. I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
awesome news for the crowd.
Sure.
You've kicked our security guy out. The fans in Philly.
Yeah.
But coming full circle, when you look at a game like that, the Lions are not there yet. It sucks.
Yep.
They got the win yesterday. It should have never been that close.
The fact that we can even have the conversation is wonderful news.
yeah.
That we even thought that they were potentially that good of a team.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. The Philly didn't just get there overnight. The Niners didn't just get there overnight.
Hell no.
Dallas didn't just get there overnight.
Nope.
The Lions are on their way.
Yeah.
They hopefully will get there.
I think sooner than later.
I do too.
They have stacked real pieces together.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying they can't win 1-2 playoff games, but when you get up to that Niners Philly shit,
they'll struggle. That defense will struggle with Dallas. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. They don't have anybody that's going to cover CeeDee Lamb.
There's a lot of questions that'll be answered come the Dallas game. But seeing the Lions struggle this much against really subpar, mediocre talent.
But we still don't have Gardner Johnson, right?
No.
He's still out. I mean, that's like really the anchor in our defensive backfield is still out. So not that that's going to change everything.
No, and every team's got injuries that are.
And I don't know. Did you ever find anything out about Anzalone? What was going on with him?
No, I didn't. I didn't even look today, honestly. I forgot about it.
That's his old team, too. So something had to be going on. But I thought I just saw he had a baby. So maybe something was going on with that. And he, his wife did.
Swear
it would be amazing if he had a baby. But
yeah, it really would. In today's world, who knows?
You never know.
Maybe he did. That would be. I would think if it was just he became a new father. Or something,
I mean, if there was something else
they would
involved
do
with that,
pieces all over it and be like, how amazing!
Yeah.
Someone stuck their dick in a vagina and knocked a woman up. Can you believe this?
Yeah.
It's never happened before.
Maybe there were some complications or something. Is what I mean.
That's
possible.
That could be.
That's what I was thinking.
That could be
more along those lines.
I'm really interested to see what happens with the Chiefs. Now they haven't played a home game since the dust up with the blackface kid.
Oh, okay.
Right, because they played that was just a week ago, wasn't it?
That was last week, yeah.
Yeah,
and so this was Green Bay.
They played and lost to the Packers last night.
Yeah, well, which on some level, again, I don't think Kansas City is as good as they were last year, but as advertised. But maybe Green Bay is not as bad as we thought they were either.
Yeah,
they're coming along. Jordan Love is starting to look better each week.
Yep.
He's getting some experience.
Give you that.
So on some level, that's as far as the Lions losing to them, not that it's okay, but makes you feel a little bit better when you're like, oh, okay, well.
Or does it diminish from us beating the Chiefs?
No.
It's like, even the fucking Packers beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs just aren't the Chiefs right now.
So that makes
I'm telling you,
makes the Packers better than us.
Maybe. I mean, if the college football analysts were calling this, it'd keep us out of the playoffs at 9-3.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we've got an update on the 9-year-old who Kansas City fan slammed by Deadspin, Karen, the male, and that's actually his first name is Karen, Carren.
That's his first name?
Yeah, yeah. Karen J. Phillips, Carron. I don't remember what I said, but they are, Deadspin. He was bitching because of the Native American headdress and the black and red. He made. Yeah, all that bullshit.
Yeah. Well, and they used the picture from one side just because it was right down the middle, black on one side, red on the other. They purposely used a photo
100%.
Just of the side of black, calling it racist that like he was in blackface.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to be more divisive, dividing the country, you couldn't handpick a story better.
Yeah.
And it's just disgusting to attack a 9-year-old kid.
True.
It's just so the family of them they've slammed the publication and their publisher for defamation. Legal threat was aired in a letter to publisher Geo Media and Great Hill Partners sent by the boy's parent less than a week after the blog published an article accused their son of racial insensitivity.
And he's Native American, allegedly.
Yeah, I want someone to look into that.
Still.
Find out if that's true or not.
You got to have balls to throw that out there.
Yeah,
if
it's a good one,
true.
though. It's a good one. I mean,
even if it's who cares? I'm 1,000th Native American.
Elizabeth Warren yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you can find somewhere in the DNA line, like that's what he's playing into.
I'll just keep taking 23andMe until something pops up.
Something will.
Eventually.
Yeah, I'm going to need one of you guys.
Muddled-ass mess.
I'll go fuck an Indian woman right now. What do they call them? Squaw?
Yeah.
Are those
indeed.
squaws?
Yeah, I'll go squaw.
Yeah. Is that offensive? I think calling Indian chicks squaws is offensive.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Because that means a hot Indian, right?
I don't think squaw has to be hot.
No?
No, I think it's just a
I don't know what the rule is.
Indian princess.
Okay.
That's what Indian guides and Indian princess, wasn't that what they were? Like the Boy Scouts thing?
Really? Like Weeblo and Cub Scout?
Yeah, they were
Scout?
Indian guides were the boys, I think, and Indian princess, I think, were the girls. The squaws.
Okay.
Yeah, like a brownie, a squaw.
Brownies. So the full article, penned by Karen Phillips, insisted that Holden Armenta exhibited racist behavior against the Raiders in that game. Phillips claims, which also include the child found a way to hate black people by painting half his face jet black in support of his team.
He hated the other half hated Indians?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? The other half hated Indians?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
It is a little weird. You'd think it'd be more more proper to do yellow and red as a Chiefs fan. I mean, I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that decision was.
I don't think the 9-year-old was making a decision like, I'm
Probably
going to
not.
subtly piss off the black.
Yeah.
I don't think that was what was going on.
I'm not sure he painted his own face.
No. Sharon and Paul are his parents. They're demanding that the sports
Oh,
site...
bullshit. Okay.
What?
He's not Native American.
Shannon and
Sharon and Paul?
Shannon and Raul. R-A-U-L. I said Paul. I did.
You just said Sharon and Paul.
I did. Shannon and Raul. Sometimes I'm a little dyslexic and
Okay.
I read things a little
Fair enough.
fast, so I got Sharon and Paul instead of Shannon and Raul.
Either way,
It doesn't scream.
right? Is that
you know?
Shannon fucking Falling Leaf
Yeah.
and Raul
Blue
Sitting
Skies.
Bull?
Yeah. I don't know, but they are now demanding the sports site and senior writer immediately issue a retraction or face the wrath.
Yeah, put it on page 14.
They've hired the same law firm, apparently, that went after Fox News for the Dominion voting machine claims and won $787 million in a
Yeah,
settlement.
okay. That's probably a good choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking they'd go after the...
Crump?
no, was it the Covington school? Was that the one where the kids were wearing the... MAGA hats and
Is that
the Indian
smug,
drummer.
The smug kid?
Yeah, I think that was a
Smirky kid?
Covington Catholic school or something. And they sued the shit out of CNN and MSNBC and all them.
For an undisclosed amount.
And I guarantee it was substantial.
Yeah, we still don't know the number, though.
No. So let's see. These articles, posts on X, and photos of Holden and his parents must be retracted immediately. It is not enough to quietly remove a tweet from X or disable the article from Deadspin's website. I agree.
We need an official statement.
And none of
to
this
roll.
page 32 buried in fucking backwards font at the end of the paper. No.
And we need a little, something for the effort.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for the inconvenience.
You must publish your retractions and issue an apology to my clients with the same prominence and fanfare with which you defame them. Well, that's not possible. You're not going to gin people up to run with that narrative
right.
at all. So the title was the piece was titled "The NFL Needs to Speak Out Against the Chiefs Fan in Blackface Native Headdresses." As of Monday, the story remains up on Deadspin. Less than 48 hours prior, Shannon Argenta took to her Facebook to speak out against the scrutiny her son was facing, revealing he was part Native American and a member of the federally recognized Santa Ynez Band of Chumash Indians. Ooh. Not very familiar with the Chumash?
I'm not, but that's, and maybe that's intentional. Just pick some random fucking obscure tribe to associate yourself with.
Santa Ynez, that's easy to say. It's, if it was part of the masturbatory practices of the Ojibwe,
yes.
Now that would be one thing, but I'm not super familiar with the Chumash Indians. Mm-hmm. I have no issue with
Argenta, by the way, is Italian.
Okay.
Shannon Argenta.
Yeah, but she could have fucked an
Italian guy.
or an Indian.
Okay.
At some point down the line, right?
Yeah.
Which is why he's got a little bit of Indian in him.
Sure.
Phillips, meanwhile, saw the paint differently. That's Karen, by the way. It takes a lot to disrespect two groups of people at once. But a Chiefs fan found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time. How
Can we take a vote?
Professional write this.
Hey, Karen.
Yeah.
Can we take a vote from the black and the Indian community?
Oh, I'd love to.
And see who was offended and let's really find out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Karen.
I don't think it would.
Karen. Why would you do that, Karen?
That scene with the choppers above. Fucking, I wanted to jump through the screen and strangle Karen.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Karen.
That's the only thing that ever pops in my head.
He proceeded to take shots at American lawmakers and the NFL for creating a culture climate that allowed such a display. This is what happens when you ban books. Stand against. Okay, no one's banning books, dipshit. They're just not allowing them for reading of kindergartners. You can go to any bookstore and buy them. You can go to Amazon and buy them. So they're not banned books. They're not burning these books. They're just saying it's not age appropriate.
Yeah.
So again, you've got your facts a little fucked up, sir. They don't want the
Banned from being in the school library.
Yeah, they don't want kindergartners reading about your wacky fucking critical race theory bullshit. That's what they don't want. So this idea of this kid felt entitled to go in half blackface, half red because you've banned books
and the fact that
you stand against critical race theory.
Lots
of us
to
do,
have the
Karen.
balls to even to take that leap to blackface for a kid wearing a full, by the way, fucking gorgeous headdress.
Absolutely.
Spectacular headdress.
Heavy.
That kid
looked like it
was
would hurt
rocking.
his neck. It was
Indeed.
impressive.
And full right down the middle, black and red fucking face paint.
Yep.
To even try to take that leap to blackface against the African American community is infuriating.
Infuriating. Because you know
Was there a fro sticking out of the fucking headdress too?
No, not at all.
Nothing.
And let's again, even if it was 50-year-old adult men out there wearing that, I would go, yeah, they're face painting for the game. Adorable.
Yeah.
Who cares? Whatever. I wouldn't jump to that conclusion. But when you're doing it with a 9-year-old,
What if it was a
you're just
Falcons
an
game?
asshole.
If it was a Falcons game,
They probably do it every game. They have the masks,
right?
That are
Exactly.
black and red.
Exactly right. With
Yeah.
the looking face. Yeah.
Stupid face.
Yeah.
See those every week.
Was that offensive? Why not?
Every bit as much as this claims to be, for sure.
Less.
Yeah. This is what happens when you ban books, stand against critical race theory, and try to erase centuries of hate. Who's trying to erase centuries of hate, by the way?
Karen.
Who are these people?
Karen, what are you talking
explain
about?
yourself. Don't just say something like that.
This guy.
He finishes, you give future generations the ammunition they need to evolve and recreate racism better than before. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see it next week. I'm assuming after 2 road games, the Chiefs will be back home. And the fan base there, and I don't know if it'll be kind of a bummer like it was with the ski masks here.
I hope, a little disappointing.
A little disappointing with it turned out, I got to be honest. But they were talking about all fans wearing black and red.
I would
face paint in the
absolutely be a lifelong Chiefs fan.
I don't know if I'd go that far,
Yeah,
but I understand
a
the sentiment.
Chiefs fan.
There you go. Okay, I could get on board
Right,
with that.
that's what I mean.
Yeah. I
Of
could get
their
on that.
fan base, if they can rally behind this kid like that,
Yeah.
they have my respect for life.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. And that's a great fix there. The Chiefs fan.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, no. You don't get to just come to our stadium and make wild
Dictate
claims and
about our fan
accusations
base. Right.
about our fan base. No, you don't get to do that. And, you
Wonder
know,
how many have the balls to do it.
hopefully a lot of them do. I think a lot of people are pissed
It'd be
off
one of those
and
things
tired
where
of
they
this
have,
stuff.
you show up and there's a T-shirt or a towel already on your seat, so everybody has their assigned, shirt to wear or towel to wave.
Yeah.
Get a little red and black paint on everybody's seat, or one of the masks so everybody could just wear it.
Yeah.
That would be perfect if everyone had those
I don't know
little
what
angry
the-
masks, the black and red ones like that.
I don't know what the NFL would do if there would be like
They would not show any crowd
don't
shots.
show any crowd shots.
That's exactly what they would try and do.
Probably.
And that would tell everything.
That's why we got kicked out of the Silverdome for having all the Drew Blows
Blows, yeah.
banners. They were fucking livid that they couldn't. It was probably Fox back then. But they were like, yeah, no crowd shots during the game because there was a Drew Blows sign in it literally
Everywhere.
every inch of the stadium. So there was nothing you could do. They couldn't even show the 2-minute clock. It had a Drew Blows sign over it. They literally escorted us out of the stadium.
That's
day.
enough of you guys.
Yeah, we've had it. It was great for us.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
But yeah, that would be really cool to see them come together as a city and
Gross.
go.
Especially over a 9-year-old
what
kid.
a cocky. Jesus Christ, the whole city came together.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry, I misspoke there. It'd be nice to see them rally
Indeed.
around
Unify.
one of their own. Thank you. Around one of their own and go, no. You don't get to fucking shame a 9-year-old, blast his picture all over the world. The kid's, I've seen him interviewed. He's, shit interview. He's 9.
It's 9, right?
Yeah, of
and he
course.
wasn't doing it for any other reason than being a fan.
No.
He wasn't doing it to get national attention. He wasn't
Hell
doing
no.
it to offend the black.
No.
For the love of God.
Or the red.
Right.
Not at all. So, yeah, just pathetic, man. Pathetic.
Yeah, it's sad times that we're in. That grown-ass men do this shit.
Well, the level
Just for
of
clicks.
ego you
Just
have to
for
be.
clicks. That's all it is clickbait.
Because
I bet he doesn't even believe it.
No.
In his heart. I bet it was just an opportunity to fucking throw race into it, to put a story out there. And how many times do we say this cocksucker's name?
Karen.
There you go.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say it.
There's probably something to that in that these guys know the more absurd the claim is, the more my name gets out there and people start to know who I am.
Yeah.
And so, in a way, we're falling into the trap.
Exactly right. And the story will get clicks because of it, not based on the story itself, based on the story about the story.
Right. But part of me feels like we're in a constant, what feels like a losing battle for your country. I know that sounds largesse, but I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean it. When you have people that are getting, like, it's one thing, there was always someone pointing out some fucking injustice to a race somewhere, and you go, it's kind of shitty. I don't know if I'd go that far, but whatever. Like, you've always had those conversations, and those ones that fall on the borderline where you're like, okay, you found a shoestring outside your dorm room. It doesn't mean someone was planning to lynch you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it makes way more sense. The
cotton ball on the ground.
Yeah.
Somebody happened to drop coming back from the bathroom.
Exactly.
I'm black.
Yeah.
That's offensive.
Yeah. That it happens at the black dorm. Like, I'm some cotton picket. Like, okay, yeah, I see where you can get there if you want. If you want to walk around looking at the world with racist colored glasses on, you'll find it everywhere.
Of course.
But I think we need some heavy pushback. Either this guy fucking gets bombed out or Deadspin goes the way of Gawker and just go, no, you were going to be sued into oblivion for trying to push this narrative where it doesn't belong. You're forcing that on people, and you're driving people insane. You're driving people to fucking hate you over it, which is not a good thing for this country.
I don't think this is the story that's going to take him down, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
This trend has to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
As I said, it would be one thing if this was somebody that genuinely believed that and was truly offended by this.
How do you say that?
I promise.
How do you know?
I promise that this fucking person was not offended. This was an opportunity.
Yeah.
To take that and run with it.
I'd be interested to know if he was not at the game, watching on TV, and what he saw first was a profile shot of a kid in blackface.
But still, you published the story before you even got another picture or anything? Come on.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. The days of multiple sources or making a couple phone calls before you go to print for people to respond to whatever wild accusation you're going to... No. Those days are gone. We just fucking go to print. And so... you get this, and but that's really dangerous. Really dangerous.
Was the kid identified in the original story?
I don't know. Well, I don't think he would have had the kid's name, and probably not.
That's what I'm.
But it came out quickly thereafter when they started doing some interviews.
Well, that's what I'm wondering what diligence was done when he set this out. If he had just, I mean, whether or not it was, I chose to use this angle and just run with it, consequences be damned.
Yeah.
Or saw the other angles, chose to ignore them to fit his narrative. Either way, it's just completely irresponsible.
Yeah.
It's not journalism.
No.
Not on any level.
It's shitty, and it's led to all of that stuff that we're talking about has led to Lady Ballers. Now, we watched the trailer for Lady Ballers.
Yes. Yep.
Last week.
I would watch that movie.
It's out. We have it.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out on the 1st.
All right, then.
If you are a Daily Wire subscriber, and apparently...
Are they going to be mad you said they came out?
Maybe. Well, it came out, not they. I love the idea of this making room for men who identify as women in women's sports. I mean, just the narrative there is hilarious.
Yeah.
Of what you could do.
Well, it takes what we've talked about everybody wants to take it on its face that this is just guys that want to feel like women that are just truly transitioned and that there's nothing malicious under the surface about these decisions that are being made.
Right.
Whether they are or they're not, there's no absolute one way or the other.
No.
But to think that it's completely all innocent and genuine is absurd.
Absurd on its face.
So this takes it and runs with it.
And apparently they don't hold back. It's the premiere was Friday night. You guys, thank you to everyone who helped give Lady Ballers the biggest launch in Daily Wire history. Best launch day for new subs, best launch day for reviews, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Online buzz off the charts. Less than 24 hours after the film was released, the movie racked up over 1,000 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It's truly a unique Daily Wire project. It stars all of the Daily Wire hosts. It was written by employees. Our most Daily Wire thing we've ever done. We reached out to a lot of actors who've asked to work with us in the past. Some of them are actors who have already been canceled and have said, we'll do anything to work with Daily Wire. When we put this movie in front of them, even they wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
Which is why you've got Candace Owens. And
Exactly.
some of these other people, Jeremy Boring, and I'm assuming Shapiro's in it at some point.
Oh, he is, yeah.
The already canceled actors were too afraid to get involved, which is understandable. The issue is sort of a religious issue on the left right now. But the upside to those actors turning us down is that it really became a true Daily Wire production.
Is Angel Studios, is that them as well?
I don't know. I know they have like
The movie division. This is specifically Daily Wire that's
Right.
putting that out. But then there's Angel Studios, I think it is what it's called. There's the one that did that Jim Caviezel movie with about the human trafficking.
Yeah.
I forget what it was called.
Yeah.
But I went and saw that. Holy shit, what a fucking movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And they got a new one out now. I forget what it's called. But I was wondering if that's a division and why that wasn't under Angel Studios as opposed to being a Daily Wire production, or how that how that broke down.
I'm not sure, but they had to keep everything under wraps. Like they gave it a fake name and everything. I think they were calling it. Let's see. We called it Coach Miracle. But they knew the whole time we were making this film, we were using pseudonyms.
Yeah.
Because they knew they would try to cancel them, shut production down, all that stuff. How pathetic.
Yeah. Well,
And I haven't
right.
seen it, but
Well, just like Disney, just like everything else. I mean, you can make any movie that you want. No one should be canceled by making a movie.
No.
The people will speak. The dollars will speak for themselves.
Yep.
The clicks, the views.
Yeah.
Will let you know whether it was a good decision or a bad decision.
Right.
And right now we're figuring out that apparently this seemed like it had a good debut, and
Yeah.
you've got Disney's Wish, was it, that ate a dick?
8 giant dicks, yeah.
And Napoleon, I'm surprised, but maybe that's just not in people's wheelhouse. It's
Yeah.
just an old timey, and I'm not great on period pieces myself.
No.
Not my
Me
favorite
either.
thing, but am intrigued by the Joaquin Phoenix and Napoleon, in which
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
If Phoenix is getting behind it, you got to think he's not going to take a dud.
No, and I'm sure his performance is nothing less than spectacular.
Yeah, of course. So they also, when they premiered this Friday, they dropped the trailer for Mr. Burcham, which is
Okay.
the Adam Carolla animated series they've got coming up.
Oh, right, yeah.
They had a tease trailer, which screened during Lady Baller's red carpet premiere. So Mr. Burcham, all-star cast, Adam Carolla, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, Kyle Dunnigan, Danny Trejo.
Oh,
You
yeah,
love
okay.
Danny Trejo.
Who doesn't?
Patrick Warburton, Jay Moore, Rob Riggle, Roseanne Barr.
Wow,
And that's some
okay.
big names.
Yeah, indeed.
Adam Carolla created Burcham back before Barack Obama killed comedy, said Jerry Boring. Of course.
I thought you meant his cook.
Yeah, no. He did that years later. Killed the cook. Yeah. Of course, Hollywood wouldn't make Burcham today because they've stopped making comedies altogether for fear of offending the wrong people. So we realized we had to do it. We teamed up with Adam, some of the funniest people we know, to bring back the irrelevant patriarch. Is a truly hilarious comedy that doesn't care who it offends. So he plays a junior high shop teacher.
Okay.
And he had originally done this on K-Rock Radio in L.A.
All right.
years and years ago.
Like a bit.
Then brought it to life in puppet form on Crank Yankers.
Oh, okay. Oh, Crank Yankers is underrated.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
Mr. Burcham has entertained audiences for decades. In 24, the animated version of Mr. Burcham attempts to navigate a world he doesn't understand or approve of. He's befuddled by his gaming streamer son, annoyed at his selfie-taking snowflake students, and is constantly at war with the school district's appointed JEDI Jedi, which is Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion.
I like that.
Yeah.
Twist.
Let's see. I don't know. Do you want to see?
I do. Oh boy, do I?
It kind of sounds like it's in the vein of Bill Burr's F is for Family.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
That
but
makes total sense.
I don't know for sure.
Just tell me what you need.
Jump into the first one.
Rolling, speed, action.
Sawbuck's looking a little chubby wubby. So I bought him some new food. It's organic and vegan.
Dogs are supposed to eat meat. They're descendants of wolves. You ever see a vegan wolf on the Nature Channel?
I'm a vegan.
Coffee is for closers, ladies. Listen up!
Hey, don't make this a prison hug.
Don't do anything stupid, other than last year.
I'm a heteronormative, cisgendered white male. For which I apologize.
I'm black, and that used to be enough, but I'm also bilingual, and I'm non-binary.
We're the Army. We drink more before 9 a.m. than you Navy pukes do all day.
He rubbed all the fur off his emotional support ferret. The damn thing looked like a four-legged penis.
Charity
Okay.
and work. Two words that should never go together. Like women and opinions.
I want a burly man. They're
Love me some Warburton.
Yeah, he's great.
Sorry, just need to find a thingy to fix my gaming chair.
When I was on the construction site, my chair was a 5-gallon bucket. It was also my toilet.
Yeah, I hope it does well.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
Oh, I want to see what Roseanne said there.
Oh, sorry.
No
Want me
big
to turn it back up?
No. Nope. Too late.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I give a lot of credit to them for, because for so long the narrative was, oh, if you don't like it, make your own.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we'll make our own.
Even what was the? You said Bill Burr, the F is for Family. What was the movie we just watched that was with him? Remember what that was called? The same kind of a deal where he's
a dad. Yeah.
they're just kind of not getting
Some
the new
funny in there.
world shit. It was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's kind of what I was thinking when you said it. And then F is for Family, obviously the comedy, the animated series.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Why can't we think of that? Is something dads or shit?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Look it up. I'm not going to bother.
No. Former FBI informant, one of Derek Chauvin's fellow inmates, was charged by prosecutors Friday with attempted murder for stabbing Chauvin in the name of Black Lives Matter. There's so much squirreliness to this story.
Right, 3 years left on a 30-year sentence. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, that
doesn't
you
it?
try to add 60 years onto your sentence.
You're 3 years from getting out of a 30-year sentence. You're 27 years in, something
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. And you're going to risk it all for Chauvin?
Yeah.
Just don't know, man.
And so his name's John Tursak. He's 52. Now faces multiple assault charges, inflicting serious bodily injury with an improvised knife or a shank. Tursak
It was
told,
a shiv.
Yeah. Shiv?
Yeah, I thought a shank was to shank somebody with a shiv.
A shiv you stab with?
Yeah, I've never been in the big house, so can't really speak for sure.
Exactly. I think you're right, though, now that you mention it. Tursak told investigators he had planned the attack for a month and purposely chose Black Friday as the date for his assault on Chauvin to symbolize Black Lives Matter in that movement. Okay, you're going to have to explain to me what Black Friday has to do with black people? Isn't that just a sale for, deals
Please
going
tell
into the
me this
holiday
guy's
season?
at least black.
No. No.
I was wondering when I got the name, that sure does not sound like a black name.
No.
On any level.
There's not an apostrophe anywhere in it.
No,
in
right.
His name. No, no.
There's an H in everything.
Yeah. John.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to 30 years, and he says he would have, I'll get to that in a second. He said he would have killed the ex-cop if corrections officers hadn't intervened so quickly. Well, he got 22 stabs off.
That doesn't take long.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true.
It doesn't take long.
Tursak was sentenced to 30 years in 2001 for
But Chauvin
committing
fucking
crimes.
survived, huh?
Yeah. This guy was a bad stab shot.
I guess, yeah.
Didn't hit any vitals. Feds recruited him in 99 to help them go after members of the Mexican mafia, which Tursak had admitted to joining in 1990. He authorized assaults of individuals for infractions of Mexican mafia rules and collected taxes from other gangs and drug dealers who wanted protection from the Mexican mafia as they trafficked narcotics. Wait, I saw pictures of John. He doesn't look like a Mexican gangbanger to me.
Yeah.
No. He looks like your standard issue white dude.
There's a lot that stinks about this.
Yeah.
Anytime the FBI is involved, I don't trust shit.
Yeah, why is the FBI involved in this in the first place? This happened at a state facility.
Well, he's an FBI informant.
Yeah, but he...
Which is why he's doing 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it doesn't make much sense. And it's not like feds would get involved if there was like collusion or something. Say you had someone who ordered a hit on Chauvin. That's something the feds would investigate, right? Like if someone ordered a hit from the mafia or from Black Lives Matter and word got to this dude who was going to take that hit on, feds would get involved in that. But otherwise...
This cracker's the one that puts it down on Black Friday?
Yeah, Black Friday.
And fails?
Yeah, to finish the job.
I just don't know, dude. I just don't know.
Why is he in the general population anyways? It's a medium security facility.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why he would be, like, he's the most hated cop on planet Earth.
I mean, solitary will fuck your brain up, turn your brain to mush. So maybe you're better off rolling the dice in Gen Pop than losing your mind in solitary. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it seems. Yeah, I don't know. He could get Mr. Tursak could get 60 years from this, and I guess Chauvin is back in the jail now. Been stitched up. His family's bitching that they wouldn't give them any information.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I know some people are like, "Fuck, if you don't do the crime, if you can't do the time, or they deserve to eat maggots." I know there's a lot of people. Yeah, you don't want to get butt fucked in prison. They don't break the law. I still think that's horse shit. I've always hated that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't get sentenced for my crimes to be raped over and over in prison.
There's some countries that are doing it different. That actually working on rehabilitation, on some camps and education and things that what the process should be.
Yeah, putting inmates in like dormitories.
There's something
their own housing.
There's something about that I think is different. It's they're not for profit.
Yeah,
prisons. That's what it is. They're actually out for rehabilitation and not profit.
Yeah,
it's a big difference in how you manage the system.
Yeah,
big difference.
Big difference.
Fucking tragedy in this country.
Yeah, it's too bad. I don't know if it'll ever change.
It won't. Not until they change that.
Yeah, when we talk about money corrupting everything.
Yeah, always.
It is. It really is always.
Yeah, 100%. Big business.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Sad. And I'm not defending Chauvin,
No, not at all.
I'm willing to watch documentaries on stuff, and I like seeing what was ignored by the mainstream press. I know they're going to slant stories the way they do, and so it's like, all right, someone wants to do a real documentary and show me stuff I wasn't aware of. I'm all ears. Right. I'm all eyes.
No, I'm not. Yeah, of course, 100%. He's responsible for that death on some level.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can even pretend that he was given a fair trial is
laughable,
shameful.
Yeah.
Goes against everything this country should stand for.
God, one of the things I can't get enough of, man. Gold.
Oh, yeah.
Getting on the gold.
Yeah.
Bering Sea Gold, Gold Rush, Mine Rescue with Freddie and Juan. Mm-hmm. It's just fantastic. And gold.
You're going to get one of those for Christmas? Somebody going to get you one of those little panning deals?
I need a pan.
You can get, it comes with it, I think.
I still don't understand how they do it. They just swirl around.
It seems like a lot of shit comes out. Well, gold's pretty heavy, so it stays in the bottom. But it seems like a lot of shit swooshes off the side. And they don't seem like they're that careful with it when they're doing it.
No.
Me, I'd be like,
take me 10 hours to do one pan.
But you can order those things. It's guaranteed 1 ounce of gold at minimum and things like that. Yeah.
An ounce of gold is $2,100.
Something like that, or whatever. A gram of gold, whatever it is. There's something. It basically is equal to what you pay.
Yeah.
But it's what do they call that? Fucking pay dirt.
Yeah.
It's fresh pay dirt, and they say that it's guaranteed to produce at least a minimum of X, which is essentially get your money back, and you could potentially get more, and then you pan it yourself. Comes in like a little package.
Oh wow! Do they use the green pan and everything?
I'm not sure what color the pan is, but
yeah, it's all I see. So it's trading now, surged 3% today, trading at $2,135 per T-Roy ounce. The price of the metal hasn't seen levels like this since August 2020, when it hit a record-setting price of $2,072.49. That's a lot, man.
Yeah,
I think I'd like to take a turn at it. You know, it seems like those guys work really hard and all that, which doesn't seem like my MO.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But the way they pack that into an hour, it's like I could do that for an hour.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And I could go out there with an excavator and a sluice box, and you know, I know you don't want your sluice box riffles packing too much. That sends gold right out the back of the box.
Yeah, I got an app somebody had told me about. But I downloaded it, but I haven't fucked with it yet. It's called Glint.
Okay.
It's a gold buying app.
All right.
Where you can buy and sell gold, essentially.
Oh, like whatever you want to pay, they'll give you that equivalent in gold, kind of like the
stock market.
Whatever,
like crypto.
It's so high now. I mean, it's setting world records.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it now. It's like buying Bitcoin after the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. It'd be, God, I just love it, man. But
and just like anything else, though, it sure this is what the value of it is. But we go post-apocalyptic. We go Walking Dead style around here.
Yeah.
What's the value of it? It's whatever somebody was willing to pay you
for it, and then they'll just steal it from me.
And what are they gonna pay you with for it?
Right.
Weapons and ammo and food.
Yeah.
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 Ooh, I got in a gun raffle too, by the way.
You did?
Another one, yeah.
Which wasn't that up north or something?
Yeah, well, there's some guys I work with that I'm convinced that, because I got in one last year that, you know, these guys all live up fucking K-Pack and shit, like fucking, it may as well be Canada.
Yeah.
And I assumed it was all legitimate, and I bought raffle tickets for these guns that they were giving away. This one was like 10 different guns that they were raffling off and stuff.
Yeah.
And then this one is a friend of mine, a guy I work with, is for his daughter's school. They were raising money for whatever, and so they bought a gun, and then they were selling 60 raffle tickets at $20 a piece.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then you get the gun, and then the rest of the money goes. I assume that's more than the cost of the gun, and the rest of the money goes to the cause. But now I think that that's just how hillbillies pay for guns. They just go buy a gun, have fucking pretend raffle tickets, and just
auction
sell those until they get their money back, or maybe a little extra.
Yeah.
And then, oh, you know what? Cousin Willie won it. You were close, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're going to win.
Probably
How
not.
much is it to get in? It's like $5?
No, they were $20 a piece.
Oof.
But there was only 60 tickets.
So
and I bought two.
Someone in that 60
technically
is winning.
3, because Hat
So you
got
gave
one
yourself
too.
a 1 in 30?
Yeah, and 3 technically.
So 1 in 20
Hat hasn't
chance?
paid me. I paid. She hasn't given me the money back yet, so technically that ticket's still mine.
Yeah.
Even though her name's on it.
What kind of gun is it?
It's a Mossberg 350 something.
All right. Sounds awesome.
I don't have I've had it on me. My ticket, I was going to tell you. Yeah. With a something scope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got to win one of those.
Right.
That'd be fun to have around the house.
I know it. I thought it was a shotgun when they first said it, but I think it's a rifle.
Okay.
I don't think they put scopes in shotguns.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah,
no, that doesn't.
That didn't sound right to me.
Yeah.
So I assume
Do they
it's
take
some
clips?
sort of shells.
Shells.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Just fucking around. Spotify.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy, they're gonna be laying some people off, T.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The cuts are coming?
Just the latest to announce major layoffs, announcing that around 1,500 staff members are being blown out due to its growth slowing dramatically following years of heavy investment in podcasting. Well, heavy investment in the
1,500
wrong
people. I mean, what is Spotify?
They have 9,000 staff.
That seems way top heavy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Didn't
does it take that many people to do?
Didn't Elon Musk do this
ones
with
and
Twitter?
zeros,
He
man.
blew out fucking 90% of the people. It was
Yeah.
like, what are you all doing here besides
Exactly.
documenting your day on TikTok?
Yeah.
The fuck are you bringing to the table?
Very little.
So the Swedish company currently has
Spotify's
9,000.
fucking Swedish?
Yeah. Yep.
That's why I'm Pandora.
Okay.
I don't
Are
know
you a
what- I
Pandora
don't know what
guy?
they're- Yeah, I'm Pandora over Spotify. I finally broke down and paid.
Yeah. For Pandora?
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It
to
is.
ditch
The $5 a
commercials.
month or whatever. I
Yeah.
listen to it too much to listen to the
They're
commercials.
basically the same thing outside
went
of for the
kicking and screaming.
exclusives. Yeah, I get it. So their CEO Daniel Ek announced this. This marks the third round of layoffs this year after letting 600 of its staff go in January, 200 more in June. I recognize this will impact a number of individuals who have made valuable contributions, many smart, talented, hardworking, blah, blah, blah. Since 2008, they've spent over $300 million in securing rights to podcasts by creators such as Joe Rogan, Bill Simmons, Harry and Meghan, that they ended up walking away from a year later. You cannot lump Joe Rogan into this conversation.
No.
You just can't do that.
He's keeping everything afloat.
Yeah. When you have 11 million listeners every single day you drop a show, that you want to Harry and Meghan, I don't know anybody that would listen to that.
No.
No one. Barack Obama?
Oof.
No.
Even with Bruce Springsteen.
No, even worse. Yeah, absolutely not. In July, Harry and Meghan announced they had parted ways from Spotify after they signed a $20 million exclusive deal in 2020. The ending of the deal came just a year after the debut of Markle's show, Archetypes, which boasted Serena Williams as its first guest. To get a dude,
big guest.
You get a dude like Serena in there.
That's a big first guest. That's a strong launch.
Absolutely. Spotify's head of podcast, Bill Simmons, who sold his Ringer network to the company in 2020 for $200 million, blasted Harry and Meghan. I wish I had been involved in the Meghan and Harry leave Spotify negotiation. The fucking grifters. That's the podcast I would have launched with them. I have to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try to help him with a podcast idea. It's one of my best stories. Fuck them. The grifters.
I love it.
Bill Simmons did sports.
That's still one of my favorite South Parks.
Oh, Meghan
Meghan and Harry.
Yeah.
Leave us alone with their megaphones.
Trumpets.
On their Privacy World Tour or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
They also talk
Just
about
go away.
some of the other dust-ups, like, when Neil Young canceled and didn't
How'd
want
that
his
work
music.
out?
Yeah, it worked out great.
Yeah. And why was that again?
Yeah.
Which side of history are you on there, Neil?
Yeah, how'd we come out of that?
How's that working? What was the issue again? I can't remember.
Oh,
exactly.
it was over COVID misinformation.
Oh, I think he spelled information wrong.
Yeah. Pathetic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
My
Careful what
back's
you wanna-
killing me. Should we do some Ask T-Roy?
Yeah, because that part of the show is brought to you by your insurance expert. Are you paying too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Our boy Nick Matthews from Your Insurance Expert is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplements, so you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews, our boy, at 248-914-1173. Again, that's 248-914-1173. Nick Matthews, Your Insurance Expert.
All right. God, we love some Nick Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
All right, T. We haven't done Ask T-Roy in a while.
Okie dokie.
Dear T, my mom turns 85 this year. Probably a little past her prime.
Is she hooked?
I don't know.
Wonder if it still gets wet. Moist.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to know.
You know what I saw in a commercial for today?
What?
Like a pea picker-upper. We were watching some shitty TV station at lunch because they have like an antenna. So we were watching some old like war channel.
Okay.
And apparently only bagels watch it.
All right.
So there's a machine that sort of like your CPAP machine, I guess. And there's a hose that comes off, and it comes down to we'll call it like a round harmonica.
Okay.
And it's the pea picker-upper.
Okay.
And so when the fucking plumbing's just shot and just
blowing out lines. Yeah.
You just put that in there and you get your own irrigation system.
Really?
It's like a sump pump for the fucking pussy.
Is this still being sold?
I think so. I assume.
It's called the pea picker upper?
No, that's what I called it. But it was, I mean, that's all it was. Yeah, and it was literally like a fucking, looked like a cucumber with holes in it.
Oof.
And I assume, I don't know if that went like along or in. Probably depends on your
Who's
preference.
using it? Yeah.
And then a tube that went to a little machine that just sat there and was just like, just constantly pumping the pee.
Is this just a new aged catheter?
I mean, but it's pumping it out. Yeah.
Wow. Where's it pumping it to?
Into that machine.
Into the machine?
Yeah, and then you got to dump the piss out of the machine.
I think I'd just rather someone wet the bed. Yeah. It all sucks. Take me out if we get to that
Get
point.
the rubber sheets.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah. So, when my father died of heart failure 10 years ago, our family had a clear understanding of Dad's wishes about the end-of-life care he wanted. I can already guess. He didn't want shit.
Yeah. Just shut it down.
Man's man.
Yeah. Fucking don't you dare put me in the ground.
We knew he didn't want heroic measures like a feeding tube or to be on a ventilator. Since Dad had been sick for a few years, and he was open to these discussions. Mom felt confident making choices for his care when he could no longer communicate his wishes. With Mom, it's a completely different story. She refuses to have conversations about this with my siblings and me and accuses us of being morbid. Although she has a will, she has made no decisions about a proxy or for her care. Do you have any suggestions for how we can help Mom feel more comfortable having these conversations and documenting her wishes? Loving, not morbid, daughter. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I mean, I don't have any real advice. I mean, having been through it a little bit, I know before my dad passed, and my dad passed suddenly. He wasn't sick. We did not know it was coming, but he was 88.
Yeah.
Right. So writing's on the wall at some point. Nobody lives forever.
Right.
But he was approaching me with all of his information. He had put every little spreadsheet together with all of his accounts and his passwords and his combination of the safe and all the things, right? And was like, you need to have this for when the time comes, all of his life insurance policies, that kind of stuff. Perfect. I mean, and I would fuck off. I don't want to have a conversation, Dad. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not,
Yep.
Finally, he was like, "Look, asshole, I'm not going to die, but dude, you could die tomorrow. I could die tomorrow. You have to have this information."
Yeah.
So finally, we sat down. We did it, and I knew we had talked a little bit about what he wanted as far as after his death, as far as being cremated, things like that.
Yeah.
What he wanted to do with his ashes. He wasn't shy about that. Like, don't fucking dare bury me in the ground.
No, God.
Take me, spread my ashes, take me where I want to go. We spread his ashes up at the cottage in the lake.
Disaster in and of itself, but
in and of itself, right? He's with Glenn now too. They're fucking back together. The boys are back at it.
Yeah.
But so now I fast forward to I have to have that conversation with my mom now a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. And so my sister's a little more involved. They're down there. My sister's, because of the proximity, she's already on her accounts and things like that. So she's got a lot of that stuff. But it was like we had the conversation a little bit and was like, and it's awkward. It's a difficult conversation to have because you're talking about someone's death.
Right.
But and you're never going to change the old bag's fucking philosophy, right? If she doesn't want to talk about it, she's not going to talk about it.
Right.
Right. You're not being morbid about it. But my only advice, not that this is really going to anybody, but is that it's that I want to make sure that I do what you want. That I handle this properly for you in the way that you want this to be handled.
Sure.
And it's not that I don't want this to happen. I don't want to handle it. But if and when this time does come, I want to make sure that everything that it goes exactly how you would want this to go, not how I want it to go,
right.
How you want it to go. And for me to facilitate that, I have to know what that is.
It's funny, and I think that's not bad advice. It's great advice, actually. But I know in my family, I get it why some people will be like, I don't want to talk about any of this shit. Leave me out of this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
My brother is very much into planning things out. He wants to know, what he doesn't know. Like, okay, I see a picture on your wall. Was that $5 at TJ Maxx, or did you drop $5,000 on that thing somewhere? Mm-hmm. I don't have any fucking clue.
Yeah.
And how the hell am I going to know when you've got a house full of this shit?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you want to give me like a hint on what something might be worth? Because I got no fucking idea.
Because I'm going to assume it's all home goods. And
Yeah.
fucking having a estate sale.
Exactly. If it's all home goods, I'll sweeperoo this shit. But, if this meant something, I'm like, I don't know, but I know that's a very delicate.
It is. Well, another great way to
people.
do it is, okay, fine. If you don't want to have the conversation, we don't need to have the conversation. But, and this is a little different because this isn't necessarily about after death. This is when it comes down to pulling the plug and things like that. That's more what this is talking about as far as end of life shit. What the dad wanted, not how to do his ashes, not how to dispense his shit in the will.
Yeah,
it's about if I'm sick and I can't take care of myself, do you keep me alive?
Yeah,
do you if things like that? So there's variables to it, but it's fine. But you don't have to have this conversation with me.
Yeah.
But write it down somewhere. Put it with your will. Put your wishes of what you want there. So we don't ever have to have this conversation if you don't want. But I can access this information if and when the time ever does
get
come.
some idea.
Right.
And I've seen it. I've been involved in some of these with girlfriends I dated where a family member died, and now I'm going to the house, and what they've done is they've kind of just divvied everything up, and they just go in order with all the family members, and priority goes to it gets down to cousins, and it's like, yeah, okay, on round 4 you can come in.
Yeah. All the good shit's picked through.
Yeah, exactly. But you want some fucking bracelet piece of shit, knock yourself out. But they'll just go through, and it's like, we drew straws, and I go first. And what do you want? And I go pick something, and then number 2 goes, and they pick something. So there's that way of doing it. I'm more like, well, it doesn't make sense for me and G to have mom's jewelry. I just give it to Kristen.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would I? What am I going to do with her diamond earrings? Like, who gives
Sell
a shit? That's what G would say. G would go,
yeah,
the fuck Kristen's getting them.
Exactly. Fuck
and I'm
that
like,
shit.
I'm
No,
like,
that's
whatever, man.
No, it's because it's not about the jewelry. And I don't know that she'd be running around wearing. Maybe that's morbid. Maybe it's honorary. I don't know. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Right. Wearing my dead mom's earrings. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't
think
know.
that's common to pass that down to your
it's to
daughter
each person. Maybe their wedding ring. What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, throw that in the garbage. I don't know.
Right. Take the stone out, reuse it. No, I mean, it's so there's things that sure the jewelry, but like a wedding ring. What do you do with that? You just hold on to it forever? Do you?
In that case, you go. Mike doesn't have kids.
You save it.
Greg has Marshall, and he's not having more kids. Kristen has Mad Dog, and so for Mad Dog, maybe this will be her
wedding ring,
wedding band.
When it comes time, you can redo these stones and make your own ring with it, things like that. There's lots of options.
You go 15 years from now, if she hasn't transitioned into a boy, which fingers crossed, but you never know. But if she's still a girl, and gets engaged, I'd want that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't want the ring. I'd want Mad Dog to have it.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. It sucks. It's a shitty conversation,
and that's why
for anyone.
Yeah, well, that's why, and maybe, and that's why it's important. Maybe your mom is nobody ever fucking wears this ring but me. But if nobody has the conversation, nobody knows that.
Yeah,
you don't want mom up there just rolling around in her grave, going, "I
where's my ring?
You.
Where's my ring?"
Yeah,
you better write it down because I ain't gonna remember.
Exactly right. So that's an easy way to do it. Is to put it down, pen to paper, with your will, your end of life requests, whatever that all falls down into.
Yeah.
Have that information somewhere, and it's good information for all people, really, because you never know when you're going to get smacked by a bus, and it's going to be done. Like right now, nobody would know any of my shit right now. Yeah. My bank accounts, my credit card information.
No.
It would be such a nightmare. It's hard enough with the information to do all that.
Yeah.
So anything you can do to make it easier on the people that are trying to take care of that for you after you're gone, believe me, is fucking
Herculean.
It goes a long, long way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, some people are just in denial, and it's like,
well, nobody lives forever.
No.
So eventually, it's you're gonna boot.
Yeah.
Nobody says they want it, but eventually, I promise you, you're gonna boot.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Death and taxes.
Yeah. I hear you.
Unless you're Trump.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Let's just read a couple emails and we'll get out of here.
Okay.
Episode with Drew. Guys, that episode was so much fun. I loved hearing about the early career of the great Drew Lane. I would love it if you did that again sometime and maybe even went on their show. Keep the great content coming. That's from Boner. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, I would go on his show.
Bone Job?
Yeah. I've told Drew many times, hey, if you need me for anything, if you want me to come over and do a show, I'd be glad to.
There you go.
And I'm hoping I'll be out there on Friday for the Killer Cares charity event, bartending with Drew and them.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So I can't remember where that was again. The Lodge.
It's the Lodge in Kego.
Exactly. Loved hearing Drew on the show with you guys. Great show, and felt to me like you guys didn't even take a break between Riff and this show. I vote you bring Mark in for some reminiscing, too. Marcus in Tempe, Arizona.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the McGriddle twins back together?
Yeah, right? Fucking cocksucker. Mustard-stained sweatpants. Asshole. Please reassure Drew he has not lost his mind or gotten too old. We need him to stay in the game and not retire. Eventually, you'll get through to Mark, and then Drew won't be so tired from arguing with him that the sky is blue, up isn't down, and liberalism is a mental disease. Thanks for all you guys do. Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, then.
Yeah, there we go. All right, just some small feedback from Drew being on the
show.
Yeah,
nothing but positive from that.
Yeah.
Really, really good reactions.
People seem to enjoy it,
Indeed.
which is all you can ask for.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, we'll call it there. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully you'll all join us then.